Airports have just introduced new rules for 2025, and most travelers have no clue what's about to hit them. These changes could mean surprise delays, missed flights, or even getting stopped at security if you're not ready. But what exactly are these hidden measures no one's talking about? In this video, I'm revealing everything you must know before your next trip. Stay tuned until the end, because these updates might completely change the way you travel forever. Number 1. TSA now uses AI cameras to monitor crowd flow. In 2025, TSA has officially started rolling out AI-driven surveillance systems at major U.S. airports like JFK, Atlanta, and Dallas-Fort Worth. These systems monitor passenger movement in real time using overhead thermal and visual cameras. The goal is to manage crowd flow, prevent choke points, and reduce security wait times. But here's the thing. This tech doesn't just track how long lines are. It also predicts delays by identifying slow zones before they build up. So if you're suddenly moved to another checkpoint or line closes early, it's not random. It's AI directing traffic. This isn't optional, and your movements are recorded anonymously. There's no facial data stored, but it's still smart tracking. This tech is expanding to more airports in the coming months, including LAX and Miami. If your regular airport suddenly feels more efficient or eerily precise, you can thank the invisible AI now controlling the flow. Number 2. Biometric boarding. Now mandatory on select routes. If you're flying out of the US on select international routes, especially on Delta, United, or American, you might not need to show your passport at the gate anymore. That's because facial recognition boarding is now standard at many international departure gates. Your face is matched to the photo linked to your passport, and the airline verifies it in seconds. But here's what travelers miss. You can still opt out, but you need to tell the gate agent in advance. Otherwise, they'll just scan your face. By July 2025, this system is in place at over 50 international gates across U.S. airports. Some airlines have also started testing it on domestic flights. If you're privacy conscious, this is worth noting. It's fast but not anonymous. TSA and CBP say your data is deleted within 12 hours, but always check with the airline if you want manual verification. Number 3. Real ID is now being enforced. After multiple delays, the Real ID deadline is officially active as of May 7, 2025. If you're 18 or older and flying within the US, you now must show a Real ID-compliant driver's license, a valid passport, or other TSA-accepted ID to pass security. No exceptions. If your license doesn't meet the standard, TSA will turn you away unless you have a passport or federal ID. Many travelers still think they can just talk their way through it, not anymore. States have been warning residents for years, but tens of thousands still show up unprepared. Don't assume your license is compliant. Check for the gold or black star in the top corner. If it's not there, renew it immediately or bring your passport. TSA won't bend, and airports are reporting a spike in denied entries from travelers who didn't double-check. Number 4. Checked bag rules are now biometrically tracked. Several U.S. airlines are moving toward biometric bag drop, and in 2025, it's more than just a trial. Delta, American, and Alaska Airlines have begun deploying facial recognition bag drop systems in cities like Atlanta, Detroit, and Seattle. Instead of scanning your ID or entering a confirmation number, the kiosk recognizes your face and matches it to your itinerary. But what's not obvious is, you still need to opt in when booking your flight to use this system. If you didn't consent or have your photo linked to your passport or TSA PreCheck file, the system won't recognize you, and you'll be redirected to manual check-in. Its fast bags drop in under 30 seconds, but the trade-off is privacy. If you're not comfortable with your biometric data being scanned and stored temporarily, stick to traditional check-in lanes. Number 5. UK now requires pre-travel authorization. Starting July 2025, the United Kingdom now requires all visa-exempt travelers, including Americans, to get an ETA before boarding any flight to the UK, even for transit. It's similar to the US ESTA and takes about 15 minutes to apply online. Once approved, it's valid for multiple entries over 2 years. But here's what people get wrong. This is not a visa. You'll be denied boarding if you don't have ETA approval, even if you're just connecting in London or Edinburgh. The application costs around $13 and must be approved before check-in. Airlines are now enforcing this rule strictly, and it applies to travelers of all ages, including children. If you're flying from the US to anywhere in the UK, don't wait until the airport to figure this out. Your boarding pass won't be issued without a verified ETA match. Number 6. TSA now tests for explosives using passive scanners. One of the lesser-known changes in 2025 is the quiet rollout of passive explosives scanners at select US airports. Unlike traditional swab tests or manual pat-downs, these ceiling-mounted sensors detect trace chemicals in the air as passengers walk past. You won't be stopped or scanned manually unless the system flags a risk. The tech is designed to be invisible, quick, and less invasive, but it's very real. These sensors analyze for substances linked to explosive materials and narcotics, and can even trigger alerts for recently handled chemicals. You might not even notice it's happening, but if you're randomly pulled aside, this system could be the reason. Airports like Boston Logan and Denver are among the first to install these, with wider deployment expected this fall. It's subtle, but it marks a major shift in TSA's layered security approach. Number 7. US travelers will soon need ETIAS for Europe. Although it hasn't launched yet, the ETIAS system for visiting Europe is now confirmed to go live in late 2025. All American travelers heading to any of the 30 European Schengen countries will need to apply online for ETIAS authorization before departure. It costs around $8 and is valid for 3 years. You'll be able to submit the application online in under 10 minutes, but approval can take up to 96 hours. What many travelers don't realize is that airlines won't let you board unless your ETIAS approval is on file. It's like a digital visa check before takeoff. Even if you're just visiting for a weekend, this will be mandatory. So if you're planning holiday travel or a Euro trip later this year, get ready for one more layer of pre-departure paperwork. Number 8. Smart luggage now requires battery disclosure at bag drop. If you're traveling with a smart suitcase, a bag with built-in USB chargers, or GPS tracking, you'll now be asked at the check-in counter whether the battery is removable. Starting this month, multiple US airlines have quietly tightened enforcement of FAA guidance that bans non-removable lithium batteries in the cargo hold. Delta, American, and JetBlue now require gate agents to ask about battery type. If it can't be removed, you'll be forced to carry the bag on or remove the battery on the spot. TSA doesn't screen for this at security, but the airline will stop your bag from being checked if you don't comply. Play it safe. Bring the battery out or travel with a removable model. If your smart bag's battery is sealed in, expect problems at check-in. Number 9. Boarding zones. Now linked to security screening flow. A new coordination system quietly rolled out this summer at major hubs like LAX and Chicago O'Hare, boarding zone-based screening. When you check in, the airline assigns a boarding group, and that boarding group now influences which TSA lane you're directed to. The system aims to move passengers through security in a timed flow so that groups arrive at the gate in sync. If you're in Group 4, for example, you might be sent to a slower lane to avoid early congestion at the gate. This coordination happens automatically through the app or kiosk. But here's the tip. If you're running late and get rerouted, you can request to bypass this system manually. But otherwise, don't be surprised if TSA officers redirect you to specific lines based on your airline and boarding group. It's intentional, and it's expanding. Number 10. Facial ID at TSA is optional. TSA's facial recognition pilot program is no longer a pilot. It's now active at over 85 airports, and it defaults to yes. That means unless you explicitly say no, your face will be scanned at the ID check podium. The scan compares your live photo to your passport or license image to verify identity. TSA says the image is deleted within 24 hours, but travelers concerned about privacy must speak up before scanning. There's no penalty for opting out. You'll just have a manual ID check. But most people don't know they can refuse. If you're traveling with kids or someone uncomfortable with biometric tracking, inform the officer right away. Signs are posted, but easy to miss. TSA plans to expand this tech to 120-plus airports by early 2026, so now is the time to understand your rights at the podium. Number 11. Clear now requires ID backup at some airports. Clear has always been about skipping the ID check. You scan your eyes or fingerprints and head straight to the front of the TSA line. But as of June 2025, several major airports have begun requiring Clear members to show a physical ID anyway, especially when facial scans fail or data is mismatched. Airports like LAX, Orlando, and Newark are now implementing a dual-check system during peak hours. It's not a rollback of Clear's benefits, but rather a safeguard against account fraud and errors in the biometric match. So if you're a Clear member, don't leave your driver's license at home. You could still be asked to present it, and if you can't, TSA will reroute you to standard screening. Clear is still faster, but it's no longer always 100% touchless. Be ready for the ID check, just in case your scan doesn't clear on the first try. Number 12. TSA PreCheck is now auto-embedded on more boarding passes. In 2025, TSA PreCheck integration just got smarter. Major airlines like United, Delta, and American now auto-link PreCheck status to boarding passes even if your known traveler number wasn't added during booking. This is thanks to a new system that matches your loyalty account and flight history with your TSA file during check-in. It's helpful, but here's the catch. If your name is even slightly different on your ticket versus your PreCheck profile, the system can skip the match entirely. So while this automation reduces hassle for frequent travelers, it's still risky to rely on it blindly. Always double-check that TSA PreCheck shows on your boarding pass. If it doesn't, head to the check-in desk to correct your reservation before reaching security. It's faster than pleading your case at the checkpoint. Airports in 2025 aren't what they used to be, even if you fly often. The rules and systems are changing faster than most travelers can keep up. From biometric scans and real-time crowd tracking to new ID requirements and authorization apps, every step of the journey is becoming more automated, more controlled, and less forgiving of old habits. If you walk into the airport assuming everything works the way it did last year, you're setting yourself up for delays, missed flights, or denied boarding. But if you stay informed even just by knowing these latest changes, you're already ahead of most people in line. So whether you're flying coast to coast or heading overseas, the smartest traveler in 2025 isn't just packed and punctual, they're prepared. And now that you are, your next trip should go a lot smoother.